of love. Thou art more than simply a maid, thou hast won my heart's accolade. Thou art groovy.
Wouldst thou care to hold me?
Couldst thou stay and dream a while? Thou art soft and gentle and warm, modern maid in classical form.
I'm so groovy.
Oh, thou art mad about the life, or forget about, I'm only mad about thee. Wouldst thou be happier, oh so much happier, if thou could be mad about me?
Wouldst thou care to kiss me?
Wouldst thou let me speak of love? Hearest thou the song that I bring? Highest praise thy lover may sing.
I'm so groovy.
Thou art groovy. Thou art groovy. Thou art groovy.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Black and White Minstrel Show!
Thank you very much and good evening, and thank you for joining us again. Now we're going to switch those harpsichords for Spanish guitars, so come and enjoy a little sunshine with us.
Andalucía suelo encantador, la flor de amor.
Quien vino a ti, a me te olvidará feliz será.
Los Cármenes granadinos de ilusión, donde las fontanas cantan, murmurarán no su pasión.
Oh, ole, that belle from Barcelona way. If you could see her, oh, ole, you'd know why all the natives say, ole.
Oh, chiquita, you are mucho linda. Oh, chiquita, you are so bonita. Oh, chiquita, you are mucho linda. Oh, chiquita, you are so bonita.
Hold me close and hold me tight. Hold me now while my head seems light. Thrills like this linger so when I hear them play Dancero.
If I dream of new delights, it's a part of this night of nights. And while I feel this glow, let them play and play Dancero.
In my heart I know that if I've heard one tune, I've heard 1,000 thieves. before my very eyes. I could swear this is paradise.
This is all mine, I know, when I hear them play Dancero.
La la la, la 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 la, la 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 la.
Torero.
Cha-cha-cha,
Make way for Don Jose, the great torero.
cha-cha-cha. In Spain I am a famous caballero.
Cha-cha-cha.
I fight the bravest bull in all the land.
With a flip of the hip and the
Music of the band, he cha-cha.
Ay, ay, ay.
The bull is so confused because he cha-chas.
Oui, oui, I never kill him only if he gets in my way. Torero, torero, ole.
See how red the roses grow, as though they try to show the very fire, the same desire that you inspire when you appear. Roses reflect my gladness, they share my sadness when you're not here. Roses try to echo my devotion. Roses seem to mirror my emotion. Yet within the dreamy tango of roses, my heart so willingly discloses, love will outlive the rose. El relicario, Miguel Altario, holding a dark señorita closely within his arms. They dance a tango or a fandango, romancing gaily in sweet content with each other's charms.
All the ladies fell for Rudolph Valentina. He had a beano back in those balmy days. He knew every time you meet an icy creature, you've got to teach her hot-blooded Latin ways. But even Rudy would have felt the strain of making smooth advances in the rain.
Oh, this year I am off to sunny Spain. El viva España.
I'm taking the constant path of rain.
El viva España.
If you'd like to chat a matador,
In San Cabaña, and meet señoritas by the score. España, por favor. La 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 la. Que viva España. La 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 la. Que viva España. If you like to chat a matador in San Cabaña. Señoritas by the score. España, por favor. España, por favor. España, por favor.
That's nice. I'm terribly excited today, ladies and gentlemen, because George Mitchell has promised that if I behave myself, I can become a minstrel. And it's something I've always wanted to do. I applied to become a minstrel once, but I couldn't pass the medical. They were quite keen on me Polly-Wolly Doodle, but they said I didn't have a good enough doodah. Now, it's quite good, that, isn't it? Because, I mean, you've got to be real tough nowadays to be a minstrel, you know. Real tough, like Ted Darling. Now he's tough, isn't he? Doesn't have hair on his chest, you know. Twigs. And then, of course, there's Les Wants. He's tough. He's the only fella ever to climb single-handed up the north face of Cyril Smith. Without grampians. Now, that takes courage because there's some dangerous overhangs. Oh, nice one, Cyril. Yeah, anyway, actually, these minstrels, you see, they may be tough, but despite that, they all come to me with their little personal problems. They do. Sometimes I feel like Marjorie Proops, but I have a cold bath and it soon wears off. I I've always been interested in people's medical problems. I don't know why. I think it stems from when I was a lad and we had one of these big medical chests in the kitchen. Do you remember them? We had everything in ours. We had bandages, Dentinox, bicarbonate, talcum powder. So did you realise I could bandage me thumb, soothe me gum, settle me tum, or powder me armpits without going to the hospital? And I got very interested in the medical profession, so much so that I actually ended up in a hospital. I fell off a 10-foot wall trying to peep into the nurse's home. But I didn't mind. I didn't mind being in hospital because it was there that I met my first love, Daisy Godsall, the night nurse. She was SRN, sexy around 9 o'clock. I'll never forget the night that I actually said to her, I said, "Nurse, give us a kiss." She said, "Don't be a bum, Put. It's against the regulations. Shouldn't be in bed with you, really." It was my fault, that, though. I told her I was a film star, you see. So every night she used to draw the curtains around my bed and give me a screen test. Better than a bed bath. Because she was a big girl, was Daisy. The first dance I ever took her to, she turned up in one of these low-cut frocks, what we used to call biblical dresses. Lo and behold. You remember that? And she was all right in the slow foxtrot, but in the okey-cokey, what she was shaking about was nobody's business. The manager got very upset. He came over. He had her thrown out by the bouncers. No, now, when I say he had her thrown out by the bouncers, I don't... You know what I mean, you rotten lot. By them two big fellas. You know, every Mecca dance hall had two big fellas. You remember the Mecca dance hall? That's where you asked a girl to dance, and if she wouldn't, you'd Mecca. No messing about in Birmingham. The first dance I ever went to, though, I was still at school. And our school amalgamated with the girls from St. Paul's, you see. I danced with this girl in a navy blue gym slip. I'll never forget her. Philomena Mooney, her name was. She had these thick plaits that went over her shoulders, down the front of a gym slip, and disappeared. I was fascinated. In the end, I could stand it no longer. I took out my penknife and went snip, snip. Both the stockings fell down. Could have been worse. Could have been a lot worse. But in those days, I was a bit spotty, you know, and the girls didn't fancy me. I bet you can't believe that, can you? That I wasn't lovely all the while. No, but I remember dancing around with these girls, and I used to say to them, "Could I have the last dance?" And they'd always reply, "You're having it. Get up." But then I learned to smooch, and my whole life changed. You remember the smooch, lads, with your hand down there and leaning forward? The marvellous thing about the smooch was that you could look over your partner's shoulder and talk to your mate, and he'd be there, he'd be going, "All right." And you'd be saying, "Wah, wah, wah." What you didn't realise was that your partner was looking over your shoulder, talking to her mate, and her mate was going, "Is it all right?" And she was going, But it was at a dance that I met the wife. She was there every week with the same tall, handsome fella. She never even looked at me. And then one day, our eyes met. I cocked an eye at her, she cocked an eye at me, and we stood there, like that. And it was just like West Side Story. Remember that bit in West Side Story where they ran towards one another, you know? Steve Austin. Remember that? And I took her off him, and he was livid. I was terrified, but the wife said, "Don, take no notice." Because she said that, even in them days. And that fella threatened, he threatened to get hold of me. He threatened to really do over. I never saw him again. I never saw him from that day to this, which is surprising, really, because he worked for the BBC. He was a cameraman or something like that, you know. In fact, he was a bit like that fella on that number 4 camera over there. You know, that one. Can I just have a look at you, please? Just a minute. No, hang on. No, get off! Get off!
Hallelujah, gets you through the darkest day.
See what flies away, the night created skies are gray.
But hallelujah, hallelujah, helps to shoo the clouds away.
Shaking the blues away, unhappy news away.
If you are blue, it's easy to shake off your cares and troubles.
Telling the blues to go, they may refuse to go.
But as for them that go with you, shake them away.
Here is the drag, see how it goes. Down on your heels, up on your toes.
That's the way to do the varsity drag.
Hotter than hot, newer than new, meaner than mean,
Bluer than blue gets as much applause as waving a flag. I'm telling you, when there's somebody who you can cuddle up to, ain't that a grand, glorious feeling?
a plane, soaring up to the clouds. Me and Jane in a plane, far away from the clouds. In my two-seater, what could be sweeter?
We'll have St. Peter, step inside and bless the bride.
I'll be keeping my eye on the man in the moon. He's a dangerous guy when he starts to swoon. My kisses I'll shower,
A million an hour.
no traffic cop will ever stop me and Jane in a plane.
Because I love you, I've tried so hard but can't forget.
Because I love you, you linger in my memory yet.
Because I miss you, I often wish we'd never met. And though you left a tear as a souvenir, it doesn't matter, dear, because I love you.
Oh, I ain't got nobody, and there's nobody cares for me. Oh, I'm so sad and lonely. Won't somebody come and take a chance with me? I'll sing sweet love songs, honey, all the time. If you'll come and be my sweet baby mine, 'cause I ain't got nobody, and there's nobody cares for me.
Ramona, I hear the mission bells above. Ramona, they're ringing out a song of love. I press you, caress you, and bless the day you taught me to care, to always remember the rambling rose you wear in your hair. Ramona, when day is done, you'll hear me call. Ramona, we'll meet beside the waterfall. I dread the dawn when I awake to find you gone. Ramona, I need you, my own.
Just let a smile be your umbrella on a rainy, rainy day.
And if you're down or frown, remember that a smile will always pay.
Whenever skies are gray, don't worry or fret.
The smile will bring the sunshine and you'll never get wet.
So let a smile be your umbrella on a rainy, rainy day.
Out in Pennsylvania where the pencils grow, there's a little village where we wanna go.
It's a place, no doubt, you've never heard about.
Tisn't on the map that I'm aware.
It's a pretty spot, they call it Imazan, nestling itself among the hills.
There I learned my prayer,
There we learned to swear.
there I met the shepherd of the hill.
So I'm
nearer home.
There's a cottage so neat at the top of the street, and it's number 94. So I'm going back to
Emma's as the pub next door.
Someone's calling, glory bright, night shades falling, hear him sigh. Empty spaces meet his eyes.
Empty arms outstretched.
He's crying through the black of night. I gotta go where you are. If it's wrong or right, I gotta go where you are. I'll roam through the distant swampland, searching for you. 'Cause if you are lost there, let me be there too. Through the smoke and flame, I gotta go where you are. For no place could be too far. Where you are, oh, there ain't no change can find you. If you live, I'll find you. Love is calling me. I gotta go where you are. Yes, love is calling me, and I gotta go where you
Thank you. A small point of interest. Those 11 songs you've just heard were all published in 1927, which was a very good year for songs. Now, according to our next guest, this year is going to be a terrible year for battery hens. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Pam Ayres.
Thank you. Oh, I am a battery hen. On me back, there's not a germ. I never scratched a farmyard, and I never pecked a worm. I never had the sunshine to warm me feathers through. Eggs I lay every day for the likes of you. Now, when you has 'em scrambled and piled up on your plate, it's me what you should thank for that. I never lays 'em late. I always lays 'em regular. I always lays 'em right. I never lays 'em brown. I always lays 'em white. But it's no life for a battery hen. In me box I'm sat, hay funnel stuck out from the side. Me pellets comes down that. I gets a squirt of water every half a day, watching with me beady eye me eggs roll away. I lays 'em in a funnel, strategically placed, so that I don't kick 'em and let 'em go to waste. They rolls off down the tubing and up the gangway quick. Sometimes I gets to thinking that could have been a chick. I might have been a farmyard hen scratching in the sun. There might have been a crowd of chicks after me to run. There might have been a cockerel fine to pay us his respects, instead of sitting here till someone comes and wrings our necks. I see the time and motion clock is saying nearly noon. I expect me squirt of water will come flying at me soon. And then me spray of pellets will nearly break me leg. And I'll bite the wire netting and lay one more ruddy egg.
Buonasera. As you can see, I've only got a half a gondola. This is the front side, but you know what Italians are like. They always pinch you the back side. My name is Alfonso Alfredo Macaroni, known to all of my friends as a Mac. But with all of this water in Venice, we need all of the Macs we gonna get. Now this is the wonderful city of Venice, where we have a pavement at the front door and the canals at the back door. So remember, if you're in Venice, don't put the cat out of the back door. Otherwise you'll end up with a soggy monkey. We'll come in singing, Asylum me. Now everything in Venice is delivered by the boatman. That's me. Except the milk, that's delivered by the frogman. He's the only one who can find the empty bottles after you put them outside the back door. My brother, he works for the Venice Borough Council. Unfortunately, last week he nearly drowned himself trying to paint the white lines up in the middle of the main street. Berko. Yeah. Do you know? Of course, Venice is not the only place in Italy for you to visit. Florence also gets very hot at this time of year. You ask Zebedee. Boing, boing. And of course, you can't go home without seeing the wonderful sights of Rome. The Sistine Chapel, by that famous Italian, Michelangelo. When he finished the job, the foreman came in, looked up and said, "Call yourself a decorator, you got paint all over the flaming ceiling." And of course, the works of Leonardo da Vinci are very prominent, especially a genuine copy of the Venus de Milo, which was made by Galileo, who made lots and lots of copies of the Venus de Milo, which goes to prove you get more Milos per Galileo. Please. Actually, of course, these Romans are very mad on the slot machines. Do you know if you want to drink water, you gotta put 3 coins in the fountain? You like this thing. You see, girls, we Italian men are famous for 3 things: food, opera, and the passion, which accounts for the nightly cries of Now, if you are interested in opera, you must go. You must go to La Scala, Milan. However, be careful which night you go, because every Friday night they hire out of the hall for the wrestling. Last week we had a fantastic bout between Maria Callas and Tito Gobbi. But in round 3, Maria got very callous, and she punched Tito right in the gobby. On the way back from Milan, why not drop off at Pisa? Do you know, every day, a drunken Italian climbs to the top of the Leaning Tower, and he sings. So, are you ready for this? Go to Pisa if you want to see a high, tiddly, eye-tie. It's a ride, it's a ride. While you are in Pisa, why not stay at the Europa Hotel? It used to be called the Europa Hotel, but the head waiter, he just can't keep his hands to himself. But it's a very hygienic, very hygienic. When he pinches the lady's bottom, he always uses pliers. As you can see, in Italy we are very devout. Do you know when the farmers come in from the fields, they always say grace? And speaking of grassy fields, speaking of grassy fields, why not visit the Isle of Capri? There you can see the little factory where they make corn plasters for all of those people suffering from Capricorns. It's all right, it's all right. Well, I must be going now, as I have to sign on at the local labor exchange. If anybody asks you where I am, just tell them, gondola. Follow me.
Thank you, Don. For our finale tonight, we've again chosen music from 2 stage productions. The first one you might not be too familiar with, but I think you'll like the tunes. It's called Drat the Cat. And the second one is Brigadoon. On behalf of everyone here, good night, and I hope we'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.
No, he knew it. He smiled and seemed to tell me so all through it. He knew it, I know.
She's real and the world is alive and shining.
I feel such a wonderful drive toward Valentine.
myself and try to act as if I remember my name.
But she touched me, and suddenly nothing is the same.
I like him, how strange the feeling, I like him, I never dreamed it could be. He's foolish, unworldly, and yet appealing, I like him, I feel alive and free. How did the birds and the bees outsmart me? Whose little arrows are these that dart, dart, dart me? I like him, up to the ceiling, I like him, he's my he, A to Z. I like him, and he likes me. I like him, how strange the feeling, I like him, I never dreamed it could be. He's foolish, unworldly, and yet appealing, I like him, I feel alive and free.
How did the birds and the bees outsmart you? Whose little arrows are these that dart, dart, dart you?
I like him, up to the ceiling, I like him, he's my he, A to Z. I like him, and he likes me. Today's the day for the band to play the greatest day in years. Today's the day for the hip hooray and locomotive cheers. Today's the day when the whole week's pay completely disappears. Today is the day for the band to play the greatest day in years.
Today is the day for the band to play the greatest day in years. Today is the day for the hip hooray and locomotive cheers. Today is the day when the whole week's pay completely disappears. Today is the day for the band to play the greatest day in years. Tomorrow's troubles are still out of sight, and yesterday's have all come right. So today is the day for the football lay of drums and trumpeteers. Today is the day for the band to play the greatest day in years. So today is the day for the football lay of drums and trumpeteers. Today is the day for the band to play the greatest day in years. The greatest day in The mist of May is in the gloaming, and all the clouds are holding still. So take my hand and let's go roaming through the heather on the hill.
The morning dew is blinking yonder.
There's lazy music in the ring, and all I want to do is wander through the heather
asked his friend McPhee, and Mac had come with May McGee.
And May invited 93 to my mother's wedding day.
Then up the road came Ed McKee.
I went off the tune at Aberdeen.
And everyone was on the scene at their mother's wedding day.
At 1:35 everybody was there, waiting around in the room.
McDoodle, McDuffin, McCoy, everybody but the groom. And as the hours trundled by, the men got feeling kind of dry.
I thought they'd take a nip or I while waiting for the groom.
And while the men were dipping in,
The ladies started on the gin.
and soon the room began to spin at their mother's wedding day.
Well, all of a sudden the liquor was gone, the gin and the whiskey and all.
And all of a sudden the wedding affair had become a funny brawl.
For Pete McGraw and John McPhee began to fight for May McGee. And May McGee and Sam McKee were a-wooing in the hall.
So cold and stiff with John McVeigh,
They used them for a serving tray.
but everyone was wild and gay at their mother's wedding day.
McGuffin, McBitty were playing a game, and using McCoy for the ball.
McKenna was eating the bridal bouquet and McNeil hung on the wall.
When finally her father came, his eyes were red, his nose aflame.
He didn't even know his name, he was drunkest of them all.
The people were lying all over the room, and looking as if they were dead.
Then mother uncovered the minister quick and she told him, go ahead.
Then Pa kneeled down on Bill McRae, and Mother kneeled on Jock McKay.
The preacher stood to John McVeigh, and that's how my ma was wed.
It was a sight beyond compare.